They don't make TV shows like this anymore. And what I'm talking about is Grounded for Life. Welcome, guys. I would say this is Think About It Reviews, but I guess this is Think About It Reviews TV version. Yeah, TV version. I'm your host, Dan Man, a.k.a. Daniel's son, and that's right. We are talking about Grounded for Life. Now, Grounded for Life lasted for 5 seasons, and it really is a great show. It's funny. There's full of characters you really like, except Lily. And hey, Uncle Eddie's awesome. Uncle Eddie is awesome. If you haven't seen this show, it is one of the funnier shows. It's now on Netflix. Go check it out. But let's just you want to know what the show's about? Basically, it's about household family, and sometimes they pretty much get in they do a situation, a problem or whatever. They're telling us, there's a lot of storytelling and there's a lot of flashbacks in this, show. There's more flashbacks than Naruto, if you can believe that. There is, but it's well done. Like maybe like Sean, we meet Sean. He's the dad, that's played by Donald Lagu, and Donald Lagu really does a great job of being the dad of his 3 kids, his wife Claudia, his other dad who comes in occasionally, Walt, and also his brother who's just a slacker stoner. Just the overall, that uncle that kind of gives you bad advice, and that's Uncle Eddie. Donald Lagu, this is the show where I first saw him. So before Gotham ever came out, which is great that, he's doing a lot of good things, and Gotham, has picked up for season 2. So I like this actor a lot. I've seen him in a lot of other movies, in that horrible movie Ghost Rider 2. Not 2, but Ghost Rider. But yes, he's a great actor, and this is where I first saw him, and I really, really enjoyed his charisma. It looked like he was having fun. It always looked like he was having fun every episode. It looked like everybody was having fun. I really liked his wife, Claudia, who's played by Meg Price. She really brings that, that mom who has to deal with these kids as well, but loves her kids, tries to understand her kids, but it's never going to really understand her kids when they're growing up. They're all growing up. It's basically a household where the kids are just, becoming, adults, and they have to deal with all their situations, especially their daughter, Lily, who is that teenage daughter who is spoiled rotten, gets her way, and just her signature goes she just says that, and she definitely is one of the characters that I least like, because she is so spoiled, and she really just thinks she gets whatever she wants. She always makes gives her parents a hard time to get what she wants. So she's pretty much selfish in that matter, and it's worse than any teenage daughter has ever done, really, in reality, than what Lily does to really get her way and to really throw big fits. And Sean has to deal with it, and Claudia has to deal with it. So you feel their pain, and that's why you understand really the characters. Overall, this show is really, really great. They have the 2 little kids. The 2 little kids are smart asses. It's Henry and it's Jimmy. And those 2 really, for little kids in acting and stuff, they really steal the show. Especially, I think it's Jimmy. Especially Jimmy. He's such a little smart ass, and he's very funny. The kids are very funny, which is a rarity. The kids are very, very, well, it's not a rarity in TV, but they are very funny. This show, a lot of their stuff that they get into, a lot of the conflict that happens for each episode, whether it's understanding the kids, whether it's their kids getting into trouble, whether it's Sean himself getting into trouble, it really is a fun watch and funny to see. The production is actually not too bad. It feels homey. It feels like you're with them. It feels like you're in there, like kind of you're with the family. It feels like it's just that homey kind of vibe. And Uncle Eddie pretty much steals the show. He's definitely the younger brother of Sean, and when Walt comes in, their dad, he kind of lets Eddie be Eddie while he gets on Sean's case, because he expects more of Sean. But Eddie, this guy, every time I see him, I always think either mafia or something. And I love how they say, Eddie, where'd you get these tickets? He's like, Well, I called in a few favors. I know a guy who knows a guy. It's just the way this guy acts. It's just funny. He just always seems like he's tired, but he always has that kind of like, hey, it's. I don't know what happened. It's a car. It's a car. You're not driving my car. It's Uncle Eddie. It's just how, if you watch the show, I think you're gonna fall in love with this character. This character is the uncle. He's the uncle who gives you bad advice, or the uncle that gets you in situations. Well, Sean in situations that you probably don't want to be in. Overall, I mean, the show is great. It's funny. There's a lot of other characters as well. There's Brad, the next door neighbor, who's in love with Lily. I love their interactions, their conflict, like how he wants to, he loves Lily and he wants to get with Lily, but Lily just is not having it. They're friends, since he's neighbor, but it's definitely a fun watch when those two get together and actually, the interaction they have. And also, I love the chemistry. I love the dynamic of Sean and Claudia. I think they're really great together. I see them as wife and husband. She loves rock stars, and Sean loves to play the guitar and wants to be a rock star. So I always loved that one episode where Sean actually picks up the guitar, gets a guitar instead of paying for a water heater or whatever. And instead of giving Lily her ski trip, he buys that guitar. He wants a Les Paul, and she's just loving it and stuff. I love the flashbacks too. I think the flashbacks work really well because in the flashbacks, Sean tells a story about when they're kids, and it's just really them growing up with wigs on. Like Uncle Eddie has this like mullet kind of wig. Sean has kind of like a little mullet kind of wig, and it's just them. It's just them. Like you're supposed to believe that they're teenagers, and Claudia's all dressed up like 80s kind of look with a lot of makeup, a lot of rings, wristbands on her. The little wristbands on her wrist. It's funny. It's a funny watch. It's a great watch, guys. I really recommend you watch this show. It's only it's 91 episodes, 5 seasons. It was on TV a lot. I think it was an ABC Family. I used to watch it all the time. Now it's on Netflix. Now you can just binge watch it. It's just so great. I mean, and the opening catch song, it's very. Always remember, it's a great song to open up a show. It is. It's really great. It definitely is. And I saw the last episode, and I was like, you know what? This whole show really really was a completion. It really was a whole, and it really just left me very, very satisfied. There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of moments in here where I just laughed so loud, and everybody's looking at me like, was it that funny? I'm like, yeah, it was pretty damn funny. And I think a lot of people will think it's funny, but not, really laughing out funny. But for me, it was laughing out funny. So check it out. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you think it's really, really funny or not? Have you seen this show? What do you think about the show? And if you haven't, are you going to check it out on Netflix? Because there it is. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, go check it out. If not, then you can go buy the... it's kind of hard to go get it on DVD. You're going to have to go either to Amazon or, online, of course, to get this. But it definitely is a gem of a show, and man, some of the stuff that happens on the show is just hilarious, and just the situations they get into, the kids get into, also the battle between Sean and this pretty much his kids is in like the Catholic kind of school. His battle with one of the sisters is just hilarious. So thank you guys for listening, and subscribe, like, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on Grounded for Life. It definitely is one of those gems. See you guys.